and thanks for tuning in to Infinity News. I'm your host, Whealon.
And I'm your other host, Dur-e.
Here at Infinity News, we strive to cut through the chatter and bring you the news you need.
Over in academia, Dan Inglis is stopping by at Cork for a 1-2-1 session. The topic is music your thing?
Over at CASA, Div 2 workshops are in order on 27th March, East Lecture Hall, FPH, and 2nd April, FPH 102.
Campus life is booming these days. The Fat Liberation Pizza Party is on the 25th of March at the Center for Feminisms from 6:30 to 8:30.
All experiences levels are welcomed. Breakfast at Thorpe House, learn about birds over pancake on 23rd March.
Moving on to health and safety, a video-based training program in order for coaching Hampshire students on vehicle safety, driving inspections, driving skills, driving environments, and special considerations is going on.
Sign up before April 4th at the intranet.
Alright, that's it for today. Stay tuned for a short scene from episode 2 of our original series, The Squandered Nuts.
Followed by Spicy Nerds and Hampshire's Got Talent.
Peace out!
Apples. Kissing. That lesbian witch. Of course it had to be the devil's fruit. Oh, I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna make her wish that she was never born.
Hello, and welcome back to Spicy Nerds.
I'm Luke.
And I'm Miniya. Today we are here to talk about the most underrated anime. Woo! Arigato. Alright. So, first up today for the most underrated anime, which sadly, this is so underrated, man. It's crazy. The name of this is Rurouni Kenshin. It's based in the Sengoku Jidai period in Japan, right after the imperialists sort of took away all the swords from all the samurai, and they were having to cope with that by putting down their swords and finding other jobs or just kind of being wanderers, like our main character, Kenshin. During the period of the Meiji era, he was a really awesome swordsman, and he killed a bunch of people for, I guess, the imperialist part of the government. But then he realized one day he didn't want to kill anymore and put down his sword and replaced it with a reverse blade sword that could not kill people. He adopted he adopted sort of values of peace and decided to just kind of like live low.
So he only sort of holds the sword backwards, right?
Yeah, he only holds the sword backwards. But unfortunately, the evil villains of the previous era couldn't really cope with that, and they are attacking him and like coming back to confront him about all that he's done. And so basically, this anime follows his like passions and like his want for peace, but the sort of clashing of his past sort of confronting him constantly. There's a nice little love story in there. There's good like philosophical shit, and it's a really dope anime. Haven't checked out the manga, but I heard it's pretty dope from our comrade here.
I have read it, and actually, fun fact I just remembered, his name is just Kenshin.
Yeah.
Do you know what Rurouni means?
Yeah, it's just Rurouni is just the swordsmen who are wanderers.
Straight up wandering samurais, because they were very, very common after, a bunch of uneducated soldiers were pretty much just put out of jobs completely.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is his past is so sad. Like,
beautiful backstory.
He was with a family, and then they got killed, and then he got with another family, and then they got killed, and then he stumbles upon his master who teaches him the Hiten Mitsurugi style.
Well, don't spoil the whole anime for him.
No, I'm not spoiling it. I haven't even talked about Shishio yet. Okay, it's really good. But yeah, it's really good, and check it out if you want to see a sad backstory and some overcoming action. Then don't watch the movie though. But not the live action, but like the actual animated movie. It was done by a different company and they completely messed it up.
Awful.
I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, check it out.
Up next, we have Terraform Mars, a wonderful sci-fi manga that's finally not about giant robots, because honestly, who likes mechs anyway? Nobody. Let me tell you why. Pacific Rim, $0 box office. That is a true fact that I looked up on IMDb.
Wow.
Now, Terraform Mars is a wonderful sci-fi about humans about to go extinct in about 1,000 years. So they decide to send a ton of moss and a ton of cockroaches up to Mars, wherein the cockroaches and the moss will feed each other, slowly dying and creating an atmosphere around Earth, creating CO2 and oxygen, suitable for humans to live in. 500 years after this plan was enacted, they send up a team of spacemen and women to investigate the plan and see how it's coming along. They're aware it's not ready yet, so they had to go undergo some random surgery that you don't know about. However, once they get there, the first person steps off the ship and his entire head is exploded by a rock, because the cockroaches have evolved into a bipedal form, and they are absolutely ripped. Can we get figure 2 up on the screen, please?
Is this an anime or a Raid commercial?
Oh,
I feel like it is.
look at those biceps.
That's a smakshi cockroach.
Anyway, these extremely cut cockroaches are merciless, and they don't speak, so there's no reasoning with them. The only recourse is to fight back, so they start sending up teams of humans who have been implanted with cockroach DNA and other insect DNA, and they're able to transform into different versions of insects, utilizing their power on a human scale. This manga is fascinating. The anime is amazing, and I have to assume all the fight scenes are beautiful since I haven't finished it yet.
Oh,
But
nice.
the concept is wonderful, it's finally not about mechs, and it's sci-fi. I recommend it.
If you like roaches, I think you'll like this.
If you like sexy roaches.
Only sexy roaches.
Mm. Mm.
Alright, the next anime is Blood Plus.
Mm.
This one is so underrated, it's so good. The soundtrack is amazing. The art is amazing. The female character is like hella strong, which we love, right? So it's basically about this girl, or should I say girl? 'Cause she's like 1,000 years old. This
Young lady.
entity, young lady, vampire named Saya, who doesn't know she's a vampire because for some reason she's been put to sleep and she woke up and forgot. She was adopted by a family in the 21st century in Japan. But all of a sudden, her server, who from 2,000 years ago comes back and is like, hey, you need to like wake up and like awaken your powers because enemies are attacking and we need you to like stop them because you're the only one who has the power to do so. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm just a regular high school girl. Like, I have a boyfriend. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh no, man, like you have these powers. You need to wake up and like fight, right? So he injects her with some sort of serum that will wake up her powers. And once she awakens them, she doesn't really know how to control them. She has the power, she has the powers of like this really, really old ancient vampire, but she still has the mind of like a 15, 16-year-old girl. So it's just the conflict between that. She slowly starts to remember her past and remember sort of the messed up things she did when she was like with her family and stuff like that. She also has to fight off her evil sister, who is completely awake, never went to sleep.
It's hot.
And so it's definitely like a really, really good anime. Kind of gets annoying at the end because her family is just like kind of weird about how she's a vampire, and she's like, I can't help that, man. Like, I'm just a vampire.
Understand who I am.
Yeah, I'm just saying who I am. So it's really good. Check it out. It's kind of hard to find. You might have to go on like one of those weird websites that will like give you viruses to find this anime, which is kind of sad. It's not on like Netflix or Hulu or anything. But
Kiss Anime.
yeah,
Google
Kiss
it.
Anime or Go Anime. You guys know what's up. Anyways, next.
Next on the list, we have a series from the acclaimed Akira Toriyama, the writer of the classic Dragon Ball
We love
and
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z.
Who doesn't love Dragon Ball Z?
Now, the unfortunate part about the anime I wish to discuss is that it came out just a little while before Dragon Ball, the original series, and was so completely overshadowed that it nearly fell off the face of existence. But not to me. I'm here to remember and respect and love forever Dr. Slump, Akira Toriyama's very first serialized manga. Now, this series revolves around a young girl named Arale.
Isn't she a robot?
Yes, she is a lifelike android that Dr. Senbi Norimaki, by the way, every single person's name in this story is food.
Yes.
As is in Dragon Ball. Fun fact about Akira Toriyama, apparently he hates making up names.
Freezer, carrot.
Freezer, kind of
Vegeta,
carrot cake.
vegetable.
Senbei is a race cracker. Arale is also a race cracker. Now, she's way too strong, and she's also stuck as a toddler, but she has the mind of probably a 15 to 18-year-old girl, so she's constantly questioning about her body, why she doesn't have a belly button.
Aw.
Sometimes directly why she doesn't have a vagina, and of course Senbei is like, oh, because I'm an old man and I've never seen one. And apparently that's normal for genius scientists in Japan, and who somehow choose to live in rural towns. But the manga is a gag manga, so nothing ever bad happens. It's just a bunch of jokes, people blowing up, a lot of poop is thrown. There's a lot of poop jokes in this one. If you don't like poop jokes or literal poop on a stick, then don't.
Yeah, I was
Don't watch
confused
this.
by that in Dragon Ball when she showed up. Poop.
Yes, that is a continuing theme in the whole series is poop. She's very good at finding poop.
Nice.
And that's Dr. Slump. I highly recommend it. I grew up on it. It's what gave me my interest in anime and manga.
I grew up on Kenshin, which I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Next anime. This one, Terror and Resonance, probably one of the best animated animes I've ever seen. If you like Death Note, if you like that but you want more action, I highly suggest this one. It's basically based on a terrorist group who, they're like mad at the Japanese government because the government was doing experiments on them. So the two guys that you see right here were experiments. They don't even have names; they just have numbers for like their names. And so to get back at the government, they escape when they're teenagers and they decide to like start basically bombing Japan. They have really super like high IQs and they're super intelligent, but they're like super antisocial. And so somehow the main character, the protagonist, wonderful protagonist here. Oh, we love anime guys with glasses, right? We love them. He's like the classic anime guy with glasses.
Waifu.
Yes. So basically, the girl, she gets wound up into this terrorist group. She's just walking along, and like, in order for her not to die, she has to help them bomb this building. So they don't end up bombing it, but they're basically trying to get back at the government for doing experiments on them and like trying to free other people from experiments. So it's like this debate whether it was the right method, kind of like Death Note. Is it the right method to like go after the justice system, or should you take another route? It's really good. So definitely check that shit out.
As long as it's not as wordy as Death Note, I'm into it.
It's a little wordy, but it's a lot of explosions.
Okay, that's
Which is
what
good.
I like action and sexiness in my animes. I like them to be politically
Hentai.
incorrect. Don't even get me started
He
on my
likes
fave
hentai.
yaois.
Oh yeah, yes.
Up next we have one of the greatest tragedies known to man in the adaptation of manga to anime. I'm talking of course about the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. Everybody remembers Yu-Gi-Oh as the fun trading card game with Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician. However, what if I told you that this was not where the series started at all?
What?
The
I've been lied
series
to.
is based around Yugi Muto, whose father runs a game store. Of course, Yugi loves games. One day, Yugi finds the Millennium Puzzle, the big triangle thing on his chest. He solves it. And however, Yugi has been having tons of trouble with bullies at his school. So once he solves it and Yami Yugi takes over, for reference, Yami Yugi is the sexy one.
Oh god.
He decides to take revenge on anybody who has wronged him or his friends. And in doing his revenge, it's a little graphic and a little brutal. It's not so much anymore, I'm just sending you to the Shadow Realm. It's more of, let's play a game where we stab a stack of money on top of our hands with a very sharp knife. And then once you lose, you end up only being able to see money for the rest of your life, no matter what it is.
Oh.
This one, there was a perverted director, specifically, that once he lost the game with Yugi, which, by the way, it was just a game of dice, Yugi was like, I bet it'll roll Snake Eyes. If it rolls anything else, you win. Guess what? It rolled Snake Eyes. And now this guy can only see in Mosaic forever, because he wanted to make Anzu topless on camera.
Tragic.
if remember correctly. In the original manga, Yugi had someone stabbed in the hand, he blew somebody up with actual explosives, and he made a person blind for the rest of his life. That is the Yu-Gi-Oh that I love and remember. None of that Duel Monsters trading card baloney.
Oh gosh. Alright.
Yeah.
That was our most underrated anime. If you guys have any more underrated anime you want us to talk about, please comment down below. And that is a wrap
What's
for
that?
Spicy Nerds.
Thank you.
Spicy.
So spicy.
Hello, and welcome back to Hampshire's Got Talent Season 2. Today we have the privilege of witnessing a very talented person who at the young age of 12 came into the spotlight in a blaze of glory, quite literally, when he crashed his Lamborghini into Lady Gaga's mansion. They survived the crash. However, they did not survive the pop star's lawyers. However, Gaga forgave them upon discovering they were part of the Little Monster fandom. And as an act of solidarity, Gaga awarded this talented performer a full-ride college scholarship. Unfortunately, 2 years later, they found out they were using the scholarship money to fund, you guessed it, a drug cartel. The cartel specialized in producing and distributing synthetic amphetamines, a drug that made you forget all your problems and your name, age, and who you are as a being. Drugs that give you the happiness you need and deserve. Introducing lefetamine, the hot new drug all your friends will be talking about. Symptoms may include nausea, heartburn, minor headaches, seizures, epilepsy, night blindness, day blindness, hysteria, tooth decay, paranoia, and leaky feces. Anyway, it's awaiting FDA approval, but our producers have a connection, so we're pretty confident we could slide that along. So, don't be a loser and place your order right now by calling 322-646. Now, please join your hands together for the person who started it all. Patricia Patrick Gazda.
Thank you. This is a little song I wrote called Our Games. There's a letter that you never sent, forgotten in a garden mind, record of abandoned dreams, an artifact of wasted time. Wish that I could take you back to the place where freedom died, but you would rather let it be. It's better not to cry. The hours slowly fade away. We stumble through another year. The tranquil face you wear today can never fully hide the fear.
Hey, you just watched episode 3 of this season of Infinity Fridays. If you liked what you saw, you can subscribe up here. Episode 2 this season is up in this corner, or something else you might like is over here, so go do it. Go do it. 20 seconds is almost up. Why haven't you clicked yet? What are you doing?